Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Spiders Sound Off. This is Tom.
And this is Porter.
We are back in the Henrico studios. We've upgraded the studios for our Christmas episode.
Yeah, if you're not watching us on YouTube, you might want to check this one out live with the video feed, because Tom has really created a nice studio for us today for the Christmas show.
Yep, and I was thinking next year I'll need to have a Porter stocking we can put on the mantle here. But for now, you'll see my back there if you look. Also have a couple bobbleheads here.
Yeah.
They might be hard to see there by our coffee mugs. This was from I think maybe 5 years ago, now. There's a Kevin Anderson and a Johnny Newman bobblehead.
It doesn't get any better than those two folks.
I think those were season ticket gifts at some point a while ago, so there's probably some of you listening to have those somewhere. Anyway, we are recording this episode on a Sunday. We're going to talk about the men's victory from last night, and the women's also had a victory yesterday.
Yep, Alabama.
So we're going to talk about those games. We'll do a little preview of. There's only one game. There's no games midweek. We're going to be taking a break midweek, so we and everyone else can celebrate their holiday. Next weekend there is a game, so the men's have a game next weekend, the men's team, so we'll talk about that. We'll also do some Christmas movie discussions.
Okay. Nice.
But first, we want to talk about...
I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be,
but
we'll see where it goes.
You want to talk about the men's game or from yesterday?
Yeah, you talk. Yes,
okay.
You take the lead on it.
So I was at we played the Citadel last night at home, had decent-sized crowd for the holiday. It was probably like 4,500, something like that. It's a fun game. So we got up early. Actually, it reminded me of the women's game. We'll talk about the women's game in a bit, but we got up early. Really couldn't expand that lead. It was 10. It got down to 6 at some point, but we really kind of took over late. Citadel didn't show much. Every now and then they hit some threes in a row that kind of kept them in that game. But we played well. I think kind of watching that game and then looking at the stats later, like it was clear. I mean, and you've heard the coach talk about it, like that game at Elon, the turnovers was uncharacteristic. I think that's the word he's used a lot. Like that's not how this team has played all year. It's also, Mooney's had lots of years where the team has averaged less than 10 turnovers per game.
Yeah, you went to the game live. I actually caught it later in the evening on replay because I had a Christmas party to go to. But the thing that I wrote just about the first half was we were up 28-14 and Daughtry was in full beast mode. I mean, every time he wanted to take it to the rim, he got to the rim.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I remember when he was coming here, was kind of recruited, there was like, wow, he's so efficient.
Yep.
Of a player, and he's still showing that. Now because of the system we play, he hasn't been challenged yet for the 30-minute game, and what does that look like? But he had 17 points in 17 minutes.
Yep.
Last night. That's pretty darn efficient.
That is very efficient.
The thing that I noticed the most is after this big turnover game at Elon, is this was a game. Well, we were clearly the better team, but coach also really focused on if you had an unforced error, like he brought you to the bench.
Yeah.
And what we saw, I mean, the team had a good day, but if you look at the starting lineup, so these are the same starters we've had all year, which is had Tanner and Tyne, Johnston, AJ Lopez, and Walls.
Mm-hmm.
That unit all played more than 20 minutes each. They had 11 assists and 2 turnovers across that entire group. If you look at the bench, and kind of Porter, one of your favorites, and a player I like a lot as well, Argerbright, he had 3 turnovers, only played 14 minutes.
Okay.
So his minutes were lower than what we've seen lately. He's kind of been in that 20 plus, but he did have some unforced errors. And coach has been really clear in his kind of, let's say, public communication that he still wants us to be aggressive. So if you're aggressive and there's a turnover and it's, the other, you're going too fast and the other team steals it, or you're on a fast break and you just kind of miss that pass a little bit. Like, I think he's okay with that. But there were some unforced errors by Argerbright, and his minutes were down. And I think that's a good lesson for a freshman. And again, if you watch the game, you never felt like any player was being penalized. I mean, Argerbright still came in and out a lot, but I think he relied on the starters. I think they just have that kind of calming influence on the game. I mean, Tyne didn't really score much, but
the ESPN box score has Argerbright for 14 minutes, by the way.
That's really important detail.
Just saying, if you're going to say something, to make sure it's right. It's the Christmas episode.
What did I say?
11 minutes.
11 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, so a good win. I mean, we won 80-56, so that's kind of the blowout we expected.
Strange box score. I mean, Johnston 0 shots. I mean, the purest shooter on the team takes 0 shots the entire game.
I'm guessing he had 0 turnovers.
0 turnovers, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, but 0 shots in 20 minutes. That's just pretty strange. Colin Tanner's best game of the year.
Yeah,
13 points, 5 rebounds.
He was good. He was solid. Walls had a great game. He was, I think, 6 for 7 for 14
Walls seemed
points.
to be able to do whatever he wanted inside, and it was like,
he hit 2 threes.
Yeah,
too. He was 2 for 2 for 3.
Right.
So they kind of left him alone out there. Tanner also had in his 13 points had 5 rebounds. So he was doing it all.
Yep. Lopez scoring from all 3 levels again.
Romaglu had a good game off the bench as expected.
I love the dunk at the end of the game.
Yeah, so Jalen Robinson,
and Bryson with the block to set it up. He blocked the shot.
So if you were there, what was really the 2 great things about that dunk? One, the dunk itself. So if you haven't seen it, he was kind of on a fast break, but it was like 1-on-2. There was a couple guys in his way, and he just kind of went right through them and just giant dunk. Right, it was the last points of the game. If you watched the bench for Richmond, It was like New Year's Eve.
They erupted.
Walls, usually kind of the leading cheerleader at those sort of moments in the game when we've got a big lead and kind of the bench is getting to play. And it's great to see. Like, this team was having a great time. It's the, coming from that Elon loss on the road, like that's the win that team needed. They've got a week off. Most of them will go home for a little Christmas break.
And Elon
so
took
it's great
Virginia
to see
Tech to overtime. So they're looking tougher and tougher by the game. So that's actually interesting.
We did. I went to kind of appetizer or dinner happy hour at the local before the game with some friends of ours, and their daughter is at Elon.
Nice.
So, or now her parents are big Richmond supporters, but she did give us a little grief as deserved. Also, my college roommate, Dr. Durham, was at the game last night.
Oh, nice.
So I got to see him and his wife. His son is going to U of R next fall.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
So I'm looking forward to those when my friend comes up, and we'll go to some Woodhall dorm parties like we did
freshman year
a long time ago. But yeah, it was a fun game, kind of a get right game. Citadel's not very good. I think we got a more challenging opponent this upcoming weekend we'll get to later.
Yep.
But we also got to go to the Henrico Center.
We did. One other
yesterday.
thing on the men's team. So I'm coming back to I still think that the prediction markets and prediction market, by that I mean, what people are predicting as our postseason chances are off on this team. I think this team has a better chance of making the NCAA tournament than the prediction markets say. And it's because of a couple things. One, we play so many players, it's going to be perfect for tournament time because we're going to have depth that other teams aren't prepared for, especially when you're playing 3 or 4 games in 3 or 4 days. And I think we're unpredictable. I mean, each time you look at this team, somebody new is stepping up. Like, it's Daughtry, Tanner, Walls. This game, prior game might have been Argerbright and AJ Lopez. It's just changes from game to game. Makes this very difficult to scout. And I don't think the prediction markets have fully figured out a way to capture that. Now, having said that, the NCAA tournament is not, and the A10 tournament is not played in the Robins Center, and we have not been a great team yet on the road or neutral courts. We do have the nice win against Belmont, but if we can figure the road out over the course of the A10 season, we're going to be a very interesting team come A10 tournament time.
Yeah, and I think post-game Tanner kind of mentioned, like, we're still getting better.
Yeah,
so I think
absolutely.
The players know that. And so I think there's improvement. The one thing looking back on our last episode, like, I know you were trying to get the positive out of, maybe not the positive, but take the 20 turnovers and say, like, that's kind of how we play.
Yeah.
But I would say that's not how we play. Like, that Elon game was just a bad, sloppy game for us. And it's not like we're having new lineups anymore. Like, these guys have played in these new lineups.
Well, I'm not saying that's how we play,
games.
but I'm saying when you play a lot of players and you have a lot of substitutions and you have a very deep roster and you play fast, there are going to be statistical anomaly games where you have a big pop in turnovers, and it's not going to be every game. Like last night, it wasn't that way at all. But like you will have an occasional game, like we had at Elon, where we turned the ball over too much. But I mean, I think the pros still outweigh the cons with the system he's playing, because you know what, you're very disruptive to teams. I mean, you can wear teams down. You have the advantage at the end of games. So I still like the way we're playing. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a hot take. Like we will not have 20 turnovers again the rest of the season in a game. And if for some reason we have a trend, let's say we have 3 games in a row where it's 17 turnovers, 18 turnovers, that bench will get much tighter.
possibly.
And so that's why I don't think it's going to happen. Like I think the players know that kind of unforced errors are just not really accepted, and that's not a Mooney system. I don't think there's many coaches.
Definitely not
there.
a Mooney system, but Mooney's not necessarily coaching like Mooney this year either. Mooney's changing, and I think he's changing for the better with the talent that he has. Right, so you've got 11 guys averaging double-digit minutes. It's a new system where he is playing a lot of people, and he's playing an up-tempo kind of like push the ball pace. And I don't think the A-10 is going to be quite used to this Richmond team when we get in there. So I think it'll be very interesting to watch this team.
A couple things on the A-10 before we get to the women's game. I gave them a C-, and then we saw in the middle of the day that Liberty beat Dayton.
Yep.
So that's a bad loss. I mean, Liberty's not a terrible team, but Dayton is one of our premier teams, you would hope. And they lost.
You called it on Loyola, my man. You called it.
And then Loyola Chicago, who I think I said is going to be the thorn in the side of the A-10. They had a nice win against Santa Clara,
who's a good team.
and that I think
on
was
the road, semi-away. It said.
And so if Loyola Chicago is about to get right
for the A-10,
they're going to get right into the A-10.
You called that. I was like, "What are you talking about? They're not going to win the A-10.
I don't remember if we play them at home or on the road. I know we play them once. Thankfully, we don't play them twice. But that. I'm still sticking to they beat St. Louis at least once this year, and make the A-10 in a place I think similar to last season, where there'll be one team that's probably an at-large, and you just hope they don't win the tournament so we can get.
We play Loyola one time, and it's at Loyola on Saturday, February 28th.
Oh, that's late too.
Yeah. End of the season.
Okay, so yesterday actually it started Friday at the Henrico Center was the For the Culture charity classic or something classic. It's not a tournament.
For the Culture. It's actually a really cool event. And we're actually recording this before the Penn State game today. And we had a slight correction from our first episode. We said Penn State played VCU Friday night. They actually played on Saturday. I actually stayed and watched some of that game after the Richmond game, so I got a little bit of information on Penn State.
Yeah, on Friday, VCU got whooped by Georgia.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming Georgia plays today. I don't remember kind of the other part of the schedule. But
yeah. The first thing I'll say about the game, so Alabama A&M, I think, was surprisingly more resilient than we expected. They had a lot of length. They had athletes on the team. I think I turned to you in the first half and said, this team doesn't feel like a team that, should not have any real D1 success this year, because they just look like they're really close. And I think
a lot of energy.
Yeah. They played with passion. I would say that team is going to win some games this year, and they're going to surprise some people the rest of the way. They seem to be getting better as they get ready for their conference season. And actually, Coach came over and talked to me for a few minutes after the game, and he kind of said the same thing. He said they're better than people are giving them credit for. So, that Alabama A&M team surprised us, and I can't say that a 14-point win I think was less than what we were looking for, but at the same time, when you saw the athletes they were rolling out, that team has something. They're going to be pretty decent from here on out.
What were the final? I don't know if you have the stats in front of you. I like seeing, because we got back-to-backs, is like Maggie was subbed out more early on than we're used to seeing, which I think is smart. And also, I think there was a point, because we got that lead early, we kind of crushed them in the first quarter, that I think naturally the coach was probably expecting that this game was going to be a big win. And so he's able to give Maggie some rest early. Now, it turned out that we couldn't really grow that lead, and they cut the lead a little bit. So Maggie played a lot towards the end of that game. But I like to see the coach kind of use the bench a little bit more. And also something I think he's really started the game before, playing kind of Simon and Dewey together.
Yeah,
so that's a new kind of wrinkle.
And actually, they look good together. I mean, it's actually worked out. So I give him credit for that. A couple things about the the box score. The first half, we saw 6 minutes out of Shanika Campbell, and we both said, wow, she looked really good. So she gave us 6 solid minutes. So shout out to her. She's probably working hard in practice to get in that first half. And I thought she looked really good for those minutes she was in.
And I like what Simon and Dewey are doing, but there's an opportunity there for Shanika. Now, I don't think she's going to get tons of minutes, but I do think like if we can get her into that, 5 to 10 minute kind of rotation on average in the A10 season, I think that'll do our team a lot of good in the long run.
And if you combine Perchetti and Rain Wright for a second, 2 freshmen, they combined for 33 minutes. They scored 15 points. I mean, if you get, that's almost like, think about it as like the Katie Hill role from last year. If you get 15 points out of that combined 33 minutes every game, we're gonna do really well.
Ava's gonna, I think, and this is maybe too much of a hot take, and it's so long term, no one's ever gonna call me on it, but she is such a good 3-point shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if she's at U of R for 4 years, I think it'll be interesting to see like her versus Rachel in total threes, because she's playing a lot as a freshman, and when she's hot, like she reminds me of Rachel. Like,
she's a scorer.
Like when she hits
scorer.
a three, it's like the next one when she gets a chance has got a great percent.
Yeah, she's going to be a special player. I agree with you. I think she's going to be a special player. She already is a really good. I mean, one of the better freshmen, in the conference. So I mean, I think she's got a great future for sure. Rachel had an awesome game.
Yeah.
I mean, she really carried the scoring for us. 20 points, six rebounds in 35 minutes, 6 for 12 from 3. Great game for Rachel. So shout out to her. I thought towards the fourth quarter, the Alabama A&M team wasn't going away, and they cut it to maybe 10 at one point in time, or maybe it was even 9. And Coach put Dewey back in the game, and I think Dewey in that fourth quarter really ignited kind of the team with 3 consecutive fouls drawn. First, it was a charge, and then 2 over the backs, trying to box out on rebounds. So we got 3 defensive stops because Dewey was playing really good defense in that fourth quarter. So shout out to her.
Yeah, it was kind of the non-box score.
Yeah,
stuff
things you don't always see, but like really make a difference in the game. So one of the better efforts I think I've seen out of Dewey defensively. Really loved it, and I thought she really kind of helped us seal the game. I mean, Maggie, I think she had 3 points going into the fourth quarter. She finished with 15 to go with 6 assists, 7 rebounds. Another solid game from Maggie. And we're recording this before the Penn State game, so I think we have a fun feature in terms of what we're going to do there. We're going to give you guys 2 different outcomes. We're going to give you a "we beat Penn State today if," and we're going to give you a "we lost to Penn State today if" segment. And so,
and just to why we're doing this, I've got to go out of town this afternoon, so that's blame me. We got to get this thing recorded and make sure we put it out on a normal Monday schedule. So are you going to get to the Penn State game, or?
Well, we're going to talk about we're going to do.
No, but are you personally?
Yeah,
going?
I'll do that. I'll cover it for you.
But you'll be at the game later.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be at the game later today.
So we can
sure.
talk. We can talk about it in a week from now, just kind of what really happened. But yeah, this is.
You guys will know what happened in the Penn State game when this thing hits your inboxes tomorrow. Right. So we'll give you. So we will beat Penn State if. So we'll beat Penn State if we can contain the stellar number 23 on their team. She is. I watched a little bit of that VCU game live. She's got an incredible handle. Keomi McMiller. Coach actually told me we recruited her. We wanted her to come to Richmond. She's averaging 19 points a game. I think as big as strong of a presence as Merkel is inside, the key to the game will be controlling McMiller. So I think you'll see some Alicia Newell on her. But it's going to take the whole team playing really good defense to they play fast, and she's kind of the spark plug in that offense. Not only do they have Merkel, who's 6'6", they have a 6'5" volleyball player who's super athletic as well inside. So they've got a lot of size.
Do they kind of rotate the 2 of them?
They do. They play them together some, and then there's a lot of passing over the top between the 2 of them. So from one to the other, because you could just throw it over top the defense.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to figure out a way to keep Merkel off the low block as much as possible. She's so strong. But I think Maggie's going to be too quick for their bigs inside. Like her bevy of moves inside. I mean, she's just too quick. She moves too fast for the bigs to really shut her down. So I'm not as worried about her not being able to get her shots off. I really think it's going to take a really good game out of the full team. We're going to need Rachel to score. We're going to need Allie to score. We're going to.
Well, they did score because this is when they won, right?
Yes, correct. So if we win, these are the things that are going to happen today, and we win 82-75 if that's the case.
And I think there's a part to maybe taking some hints from the VCU played Penn State yesterday. Penn State won, but it was a close game, and kind of pushing the ball. Getting this up tempo, lots of scoring is going to be in our favor.
You got to run Merkel into the ground because you don't want to set the half court offense up and let her just kind of relax. You got to keep pushing her.
Yeah, so I'm looking for Allie to have I think when we win, Allie's going to have a big game with assists, kind of controlling that tempo as she does so well, and shooting some threes.
If we were to lose, it's because we could not, because McMillan lights us up for 24. We just can't keep Merkel off the rebounds. She ends up with 14 rebounds and scores 18 on putbacks. It means our defense never got us into the game, and they figured out a way to close out on Rachel so she doesn't get her 3-point shot off. And if that happens, it could be like an 80-78 Penn State result. I don't think they blow us out, but
I get a little worried because Merkel did not have a great scoring output against VCU.
Yeah, VCU did a good job on her, I thought.
So did we learn something from that, or does she come out later today? And you said 18, like, does she have 25 against us, and can we just not stop her? And like, as soon as a player like that gets on a roll and is getting position, like it's like they gain that confidence, and I expect we'll see some zone. We played more zone yesterday than I'm used to seeing, like kind of a 2-3. I could see us kind of packing it in a bit versus just trying to go one-on-one.
My take is
inside.
It's McMillan that will beat us if they beat us. She's the guy. She's the player I worry more about. But it's going to be a great game. They're number 62 or 3 in the net. We're number 42 in the net. Very important game for us to win. Of course, you guys already know the result when this thing hits. But we thought we would do if we win, if we lose thing, since we can't actually record this after the game due to scheduling today.
Okay, so we've got a tough game coming up. The men have a tough game coming up basically in a week from now. Before we do that, we want to talk a little bit about some Christmas movies.
Okay.
Some holiday movies. And we're going to do something a little bit different, put Porter on the spot. Maybe I'll, if I have some time, put some graphics on this video so you can kind of see this as it goes. But I'm going to ask Porter to rank Christmas movies, 1 through 5. These are going to be 5 movies from kind of let's say our lifetime. These are not claymation or cartoons. These are going to be kind of.
If I've never
movies.
seen the movie, it's fair to say I might put it at the back of the list.
And what's different, and some of you may have seen this from other podcasts. We didn't create this. Is that I'm going to give him a movie, and he has to decide where it is 1 through 5. He cannot re-rank anything. So he has to think about when he hears the movie, like, is this one of his favorites? And he's going to put it 1, but there's a chance that the next movie he likes even more. Now he's going to have to put it 2. You got it?
Yep, I got it.
Okay, so we're going to start with A Christmas Story, 1983 classic. Where do you put that movie in your top 5?
Let's start off safe 3.
Okay, so Christmas Story is 3. It is now 3. Home Alone, 1990 Christmas classic.
I kind of like the movie, but I'm not sure because there's a couple that I really love, so I'm going to go 4.
So it's lower than Christmas Story. Okay. Die Hard.
Oh, number 2, baby.
Die Hard is 2.
Number 2.
Okay, so we got Die Hard 2, Christmas Story 3, Home Alone 4. That leaves a 5 and a 1.
Uh-huh.
Christmas Vacation.
Oh, I love Christmas Vacation, but there's so many good movies that I know you're going to call on, so I'm going to have to put it at 5.
Wow.
But I don't love it at 5. I think it's a fun movie.
And then what's going to be number 1 then is Elf.
Oh, it's a great movie. Yeah.
Elf, number 1,
okay.
2003 classic with Will Ferrell. Just a side note, it just makes me think, yesterday, my daughter's home from college, and I'm trying to force bonding time, and I'm like, hey, come and please watch 15 minutes of this movie. She's like, what movie? I'm like, Anchorman. So I made her watch
a Christmas classic.
I made her watch the first 15 minutes. She did not like that. I'm like, hey, it's like Women's Lib, it's about this reporter getting the big job, Christina Applegate. But yeah, she left after 15 minutes. She's like, that movie's stupid.
That's so
but anyway, Will Ferrell's great in Elf. I'm sure many of you have seen that, and can't help see it on.
I'm impressed you got
TV
to watch
channel.
Anchorman with you, actually.
So anyway, final rankings: Elf 1, Die Hard 2, Christmas Story 3, Home Alone 4, Christmas Vacation 5. feel free to play at home and do your own ranking. Anyway, let's move on to next weekend's event. We play Charleston Southern.
Okay.
And the men.
Not a particularly strong team, but they could.
You know their mascot?
Buccaneer.
Oh, you're looking at your computer. Yes, the Buccaneers.
Yep.
They actually worry me a little bit. So now, for those who don't know much about them, they are 8-5. 3 of those wins are against D2 or D3 teams. And just a side note, before I forget, so the men's team, we had our 10th win, and one of them was against a Division 2 or 3 team. So we now have 9 Division 1 wins, which is one more than all of last season.
Point.
So that's a nice to.
By Christmas, we got more wins than all of last year.
We don't want to last year's a pretty low bar, so that's not the bar to beat. But it is nice that kind of we're going to be way past that number. Anyway, so Charleston Southern have some like opponents. They beat the Citadel by 10.
Okay.
They beat East Carolina by 12.
Oh, okay.
So that's a good win for them. They recently lost to South Carolina, but only by 12. So
they've got some people.
Yeah, they're in the Big South.
Yep.
That's High Point, Winthrop are kind of the premier teams. They're kind of those 2 teams are in the hundreds.
Right.
Charleston Southern right now is 230.
Okay.
In the Bartervic, so they're a 4th highest team in that
244 in Ken Palm, by the way.
Radford's in the Big South, so that's Zach Chu.
Yeah.
That team is 5-8 right now. They're 249 in Bartervic, so having a tough first year, but that's to be expected. You usually don't bring in a new coach when everything's great. Longwood also is in that. They're kind of a somewhat local team.
Yeah.
A lot of Longwood grads around this area. Gardner Webb, who we beat, who's ranked 360. They're kind of one of the worst teams in that league. They, looking at the stats, they kind of have a top 200 defense, so they're kind of more defense-led than offense. They are a good 3-point shooting team.
The 3 well.
They defend the 3 pretty well. They have a player, Bryson Blaine is their top player.
Yep.
He's a local kid, played some at LC Bird.
6'5" junior.
Yes, and he had a little tour at JMU.
Okay.
He went there, played, I think, as a freshman, then was hurt, and then missed a year, and then transferred.
Okay.
Averages 19 points, 7 rebounds, and almost 4 assists a game. So he's kind of an all-around star player for them. I was looking at their team. They have 11 players with 10 or more minutes per game. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
And so, they've got tall guards. Looking at their lineup, they have a 6'9" guy. They don't have a lot of height. I think 6'5" is tall for a guard.
Yeah.
But they're not a big inside
6'9",
team.
6'10" guy, but it looks like Beagle and Wall should be able to feast a little bit.
Yeah.
They're good at defending the 3.
Yeah,
and they're also good at shooting the 3. So it's like, to me, that's the story of the game. We should probably be working the ball inside to our bigs in order to take these guys down. It should be a game we win. I think most of the sites are saying we're about a 90% chance of winning the game.
Yeah, I think Bartervic has us 85-70. They do play Furman today.
Yes.
So this will be when this pod is live, you'll be able to do some research and see how that Furman game went. So we know how that game went for us. So it'll be another similar opponent. So that'll be a good view of kind of how they're playing right now. One more interesting fact:
they're actually leading the nation in the percent of their points they get from 3-pointers. So they are going to chuck the 3.
Yeah. So I think compared to the Citadel, this is a much tougher game. It's also a game where the team's got a week off, and this is not. They'll practice during this week, but they do have some days off where they're going to be going home if they can see their family. So it's kind of there's always an interesting your first game before the break. I think we've had some bad moments in the past where everyone's ready for break, and then you come out and lay an egg. We did not do that. We looked solid, looked against the Citadel, and there's always a trick of coming back from break. Now both teams are going to be doing that. Like I said, they play today and then they have the rest of the week off. It's kind of a typical week off.
And the ladies are off until the 30th. So we will be able to do another pod between now and then to talk about the Rhode Island game. They have coming up their first A10 game. So
second A10 game for the girls.
Second. Yeah, that's right. We played
for whatever reason. Remember, we played Loyola Chicago. Yeah, that's right. And the men also start their A10, I think, on the 31st.
That game's going to be interesting to talk about because pending a win against Charleston Southern, we'll be 11-2. the 31st will be the test, I think, that everybody waits for. We get a really good team coming into the Robins Center. We're going to need a crowd turning out for that on New Year's Eve.
So thank you guys for listening this year. We will do another pod before the year is out, but we'll be taking this week off, so there won't be a midweek pod. We do, however, something special in store. We're kind of working on a little Christmas holiday compilation video.
Montage, 1 minute of glory.
And a little twist on the Spider Sound Off theme song. So expect to see that after this pod is out. Maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll kind of get that out again. It'll be a minute long.
I actually think, and I mean, I'm a little biased. It might be the greatest Christmas song ever written about Spider basketball. So
yeah, we're gonna rank the different Christmas songs
written about Spider basketball. I don't know if there's any others to compare against, but it might be number one.
That's right. Well, anyway, thank you guys. Hope you have a great holiday. Until next time,
be safe, everybody. Have a great Christmas, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. Spend time with family or friends and enjoy yourself. We will see you sometime soon.
Yeah. Until next time, this is Tom.
And this is Porter.
And this is Spider Sounding Off.
See ya.
Gather round, all ye faithful. We've a sacred call to make about Porter and Tom and the upcoming Christmas break.